sun eclipse. Wasn't it? I watch on the television. In Hawaii and in Nicaragua and some other places, it was total, and during the day the lights were on. At 3 places they did not see sun at all. And what you could not see here, they showed the reflection of the sun was so powerful on the side, it was absolute blue. It was amazing. It has happened after so many years. So what we are going to teach you today? You are pretty accurate. The problem in your life is not what you know is the problem. Problem in your life is when you meet somebody, you talk to somebody, you be with somebody, you do not check your oil, water, your gears, your air, nothing. I'm saying normally when you drive a car, you go around it. Have you seen these pilots who drive the aeroplanes? Have you seen that? Yes. They go on the aeroplane, they check it out, they understand the meters, this. Then they go and then they check with the control tower. This is okay, that's okay, that's okay. And they mark it. Before they can move, taxi their aeroplane, they have to go through that whole system. You don't. You presume you are okay. You don't, normally when you have a car, you should check the battery water, you should check the water or the coolant in the, you must check up air in the tires, you should find out your oils, you should find out, start the car, see how the gas is, switching the gears back and forth, figure it out. This is normally to be done. But now, sit in, put the key, boom, there you go. You have made a lifestyle not to account your psyche for your existence. How you feel, how strong you are, what is your endurance, how deep you are. How much you can last. Who you are dealing, what kind of person that is. Do you have a dossier of that person? Do you know the subject? Have you studied it? Have you done the homework? There are so many details which you are supposed to have before you do anything. Because one slip will sink the ship. And your strength and your victory is not based on what you know. What I'm saying? Your strength and victory is not based on what you know, but it is based on what you can deliver. And that you don't understand in behavior. greatest human weakness is that you do not understand the very fundamental. So in our dialogue, we have to perpetuate today. Today I'm giving you some examples. Today I'd like you to practice certain things. All right. Who has been the longest Catholic? Who's that leg up? What was that? Oh, okay. Who has been the longest Catholic and have practiced the best? Come on. You? You have been the longest Catholic? Okay, get up then. Who has been the longest Jewish, who have done, I'm not kidding, you were born, whatever you were born and what you practice, I'm not worried about it. But who has practiced longest Judaism, any type of reform or... There's no Jew here? How can I? Are you kidding? Our beauty is that we are international. All right. You? Come on, you both here. Come on, both. Watch now very seriously. It is something which you are going to find priceless.
They kept looking at me.
Up on this.
I thought someone else would do it.
No, you are fine. Just don't worry. Subject is very romantic. Don't worry about it. Now these are two individuals. Give her a mic. Now watch this, folks. What is your age, honey?
Huh?
What is your age?
37.
What is your age?
47.
This is two match of two individuals, successful individual. Both are American. One is 37, one is...
47.
They are highly educated, both of them. And they have seen many moons in the life and many eclipses, though may not count, right? I mean, it's not we have taken two kids out of this whole thing and we have sit down, right? You have met.
Sanam.
You have met. It's a restaurant. You are having a lunch. All of a sudden, you noticed a person. His sensuality and his sex. If you are going to laugh, then I can stop it. You will not. You have to observe seriously. Watch out this. Many of you are going to come here and then see how you freak out. Just watch. Okay, you have seen his sensuality, sexuality. You both are single. You both have been divorced, and you are both single now. And you are meeting on a lunch to discuss your future. And there is a one guy. Start the dialogue.
Wow. Boy, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing?
Great. Hey, look at that guy.
Yeah. He's something. At least on the outside he is.
Yeah. Oh, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I was just divorced, and it was really a challenge, but I'm coming through it all right, and starting to look at other men again, like that one. Yes. And I have to be really careful not to look at him in a totally physical area, you know. But anyways, yeah, a little distracting, but tell me about what's going on with you.
Well, just about the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Just coming out of it, too, and starting to think that men are attractive again.
Uh-huh.
Like that one.
Uh-huh. Let's see. How are your children?
Oh, they're all grown up. I'm as free as can be.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Let's see. One is in college, and one is in grammar school. And, yeah, they're doing fine.
Well, that's quite an age difference.
Uh-huh. Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, I didn't realize
the guru
that.
provides.
How old is the youngest one?
The youngest one is 6.
Oh, wow. And still in just starting elementary school,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one son, and he's already grown up, so I can remember that,
Mhm.
from when he was really little. But he's on his own now, and I'm not really worried about him. I think he can take care of himself. I'm just beginning to think about myself and worry about myself for a change.
Yeah, well, I still have a little one, and yeah, that's the thing that's really sort of challenging too. Having a little one, and then being interested in other men again, and having to keep it really clean, and really focused, and really go into my intuition and not get sort of swayed by horniness. And that sort of desire aspect. Doing a lot of meditation, a lot of sakriya. Swimming, exercise will help a lot. In fact, after lunch, do you want to go swim? That would be quite helpful.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Curiosity, when you look at that man, what do you see?
Whoa. Well, he certainly is elegant. He's very
Mhm.
well dressed and mannerly, and he just really presents and stands out in this restaurant. And must be a man of the world or something. Maybe he's a businessman. Hey,
Could
I
be.
don't know. But I wonder too what kind of a provider he'd be. He seems to be doing a provider. He seems to be doing real well. Financially or economically, because he's dressed well and he's in this exclusive restaurant. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he really has any. His financial,
Substance.
yeah, right.
Substance inside.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really hard thing because it's really hard sometimes to tell if you're going to get along with a person, but just that you not be misled, because it's on one hand it's nice when there's something going for them that they put themselves together really nicely and take care in that, but on the other hand that could be all there is. I'm gorgeous, look at the mirror, here's me, yeah, here I am. That could be their aspect for living. So it's a challenge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and especially, in your case, when you have a 6-year-old, you're not only looking for a husband, but you're also looking for a substitute father, for that child, because, that man will be a father to him if he's a husband to you.
Yeah, I think actually I'm looking for if the relationship is fine between us, that will create what's the word? An example for the little one. Yeah.
Yeah, I know where
father
you're coming from.
Father or not father, if we get along well in our communication as well, hopefully we'd be well with the child. I wouldn't get involved with the person otherwise, but.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can think of the way your marriage might have been, or the way my marriage might have been. It wasn't a good example, for the child growing up. So at least that's a good example.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in reality, though, there has to be a relationship between the man and the boy too, and that presents, a serious challenge.
Girl.
Oh, it's a girl. Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, there has to be that sense of, well, I don't know. I guess I'll intuitively know it when I see it. And that's why I'm really concentrating on my own upkeep. It's important for me to feel good about who I am and get in touch with all the parts of myself as a whole rather than these little pieces. Because how can I relate to another human being if I can't relate to myself? But anyways, he still is very attractive.
We're never going to find out like this what he's really like.
Yeah, well, it's what's really nice is it shows like the juices are going, and I'm like, I'm not dead. So, also good too because it's nice not to jump at things and react off it, but it's good to feel things and let it go through. And it's a kick sometimes, you know. I wonder if he's a
Thank
musician.
you.
Sit down.
This dialogue has been very scientifically performed because two are very intelligent people. You must notice in this conversation there is a need, common need, but there's a common awareness. I want to look out for myself. At this time I am, then my environments, my child, my relationship. There are many facets. There are 84 facets in life which every individual has to computerize. 84 facets, folks. These are the aspects which will affect you. How to deal with those aspects. Each aspect in that 84 aspects of Sri Singh Sahib Ji, they're beautiful poems, but actually in each poem there's a basic aspect which has been discussed. You have 72,000 nerve centers in your foot, in your soul. So your projection are 72,000 projection in one situation, which you don't acknowledge. This is a situation. No, that's not a situation. It has its layout in 72,000 directions. The human brain, which you normally use 3%, has the capacity, 3%. We use 2.1, 1.9, normally that's our average. Maximum people who do not meditate, people who do not have the pituitary and pineal connected, maximum they can, very intelligence IQ, they can use 3%. 97% brain is absolutely sitting there. Why? Why? Once you become intuitive, difference between your mind in ratio and proportion is, your mind can do three things. It can bring memory of yesterday, it can tell you what today is, it will go along with you. And it can almost accurately give you a conception, imagination, supposition within your ideas of tomorrow. But once your mind becomes intuitive, then it will tell you what is tomorrow. And once you know your tomorrow, today, then you need that 79% of your brain to catalog your tomorrow, prepare you for it, and take you through it. That's why always our romances end up in tragedies and our love end up in divorces. Because human beings are supposed to be effectively handling their tomorrow. And tomorrow is not one aspect, it's a total of you. And each minute of tomorrow is a total of you. You cannot afford to slip through it. You cannot avoid tomorrow. If you live tomorrow, you will face tomorrow. Is that true? Isn't that certain? If you die at night, you don't face tomorrow, you don't have to worry about it. But if you live tomorrow, you shall face tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is your today. The beginning of tomorrow is your today. Completion of today is tomorrow. The fulfillment of today is your tomorrow. And thousands of years are gone by, humans have not learned that one little trick. You all worry today, you all worry now. Now is now. My dear folks, now you will go through anyway. Now is going at full speed. You can't stop it. The best thing is to go along with now and welcome tomorrow. You can do three things. You can welcome tomorrow, you can face tomorrow, and you can dread from your tomorrow. 70% people are afraid of tomorrow. 20% people hope for tomorrow, and 10% people are ready for tomorrow. Out of those 10%, 2% are willing to welcome their tomorrow. Why? Why so? Because between tomorrow and God there is no difference. Because tomorrow is unknown and God is unknown. Tomorrow can be infinite and God is infinite. Tomorrow can be all-powerful, almighty, God is almighty. Take all facet of the God you imagine. Take all facet and possibility of tomorrow, they will be identical. Those who do not know tomorrow, do not care for tomorrow, do not understand tomorrow, they do not know God, they are just professional hypocrites like me, you and us. What happens? A tragedy happens. This tragedy happens in every religion. Religion depends on the gift of people. Religion is the science of reality. There is a truth known. Now to enforce truth, you have to be direct. How can you direct with somebody who has to pay you? What comes down? Compromise. The tragedy of humanity is not the humanity. Tragedy of the humanity is the compromise which a religious man has to do with his congregation. Do you know what is a hell? When a religious man compromises and pleases his congregation. That's the biggest treachery and betrayal when a man comes in faith. And the man of faith. When a man comes in and a man of faith compromises. That's the biggest tragedy. And this tragedy, you know why? We have a temple, synagogue, mosque, church in every corner. We have more rabbis and swamis and yogis and name all these people. They all live off charity or donation or whatever you want to call it. None have this capacity to face his congregation. None. I'm 62-year-old. I have met everybody. Don't misunderstand me. I'm just a little humble spiritual teacher with you. In the international world, everybody bows to me. I have an international status. And I wonder who these people are. And they are outright diplomatic. Outright diplomatic and compromising. When I went to Vatican, we were discussing something to start dialogue between the interreligious community of the world. I was responsible for that great meeting which happened in CC. Stood in the background, organized. I couldn't go myself because the man has to come from India and it was pure politics. Fine, we didn't care. We celebrated here. I asked one man in Vatican, whose Father George, and he is in the Vatican recognizes two religions, Roman Catholics and others. Yeah, these Protestants and all Seventh-day Adventists, all Christian are others, including Sikhs, Hindu, Muslim. They recognize there are 8 religions and everybody is others. So there is a sectariat there. And that is non-Christian dialogue forum. Now they call it that way. And that includes everybody. So I told him, I said, well, if Pope give this declaration and this way it will be a fine thing. He said, well, situation is right. But Pope will only do what the sectariat will print. I said, well, I had a dialogue with him. We sat together, we talked. He agreed. He looked at the side, he said, Yogi ji, that was between you and Pope, but the paper which is going to be announced tomorrow will be that person with the red cap. You see that guy? I said, I know. He said, that guy is going to write the paper and Pope is going to read it. I said, thank God I am not the Pope. Can you believe a man gets up 6 a.m., sleep 9:30, and everything is precisely done for him? And everything which he speaks, he has to speak in 7 languages. There's not a one man who's really not very competent who can be capable of doing that job. Third day people will run away from it. What is that? A status to be maintained, a job to be done. It's called routine, and routine is always boring, and boring routine always kills the creativity of a person. You know where comes the boredom in your life? Boredom? You get bored. You don't know how to pass time. You don't know how to sleep. You don't know how to do things in life. Where it comes from? You want comfort. You feel very comfortable when it is routine. Stupid you are. Comfortable routine means boring. You don't make the difference. You all want cooked food. That's why you go to restaurants. But you don't understand there's a menu. You can't go beyond menu. You are limited. You will be served. You will eat. You will pay. It will be the choice in the limited choice. It will be served in a limited manner. It will cost you double, and you shall have no creativity in it. Is there anybody more dumb than you in the whole world? But there are people who'll get up, cook their meal themselves, serve it, enjoy themselves, serve others, and feel fun. You will never see them boring. You know what we call them in the food world? Gourmets. They are special. Never get your life into routine. Make creativeness in every routine. You will never feel totally dumb, depressed, and boring. There's no other way out. How many years you know me? About 20, 22, something like that? How many times you have seen me reading a book? Or writing a paper? except I do my banis as a routine because I'm supposed to. I mean, that's a part of duty. And it's not boring because each time I deeply can understand. That's why when you read your banis, it is very boring to you. It's a routine to you. You don't read Bani with understanding it. You do not speak a word understanding it. You do not speak a word hearing it. Do you concentrate when you say something, you hear it? Do you concentrate that? No. None does it. If you cannot understand and hear your own words, you do not know how do they sound. You do not know how the other person is taking it. You want to test it out? One day, like people who are heart patients, they wear that tape recorder kind of thing. Whatever they do, their heart is recording it, right? One day, just take that tape recorder, put it around, and whatever you speak, you put that thing here. It's a very simple thing. Whatever you will speak and whatever you will hear during the day, it will be all tape recorded. All right? Take the tape recorder at night, like the doctors do, and re-listen to it. You will judge how much you love yourself and hate yourself just from one tape recorder. You will find it out what you have done with your day. Then do another thing. Transcribe the tape recorder. Transcribe the tape. And then make a graph, highlights it. And don't tell me what you feel. That is a one precious working day of your life. And each day is its own energy, own capacity. And each day is a one brick in the foundation of your each tomorrow. The only power you have is to listen to your own conversation. Your only power you have is to control your own conversation. It is only power you have to accept the fact of the frequency at which volume, at which wattage, at which frequency you are using your energy in your communication. Because you don't want to talk, you want results. What's the idea? Dressing up, becoming beautiful, going to something, someplace, all dressed up, tucked up, and go there and speak 3 words, and the person says, let's get out of this. It's very devilish. Don't you have that boring experience with some people? You waited a whole week to meet them and you met them in 10 minutes you want to vomit? Don't you understand your life? You give away your youth somebody, you got married, you have 3 children. Now situation of conversation reached to this point, you want a divorce. What's the difference between that vomiting and the divorce? Don't you remember that time when there was appointment at 7 o'clock, you will kill yourself to be there at 7? And do you not remember now when the appointment is at 7 o'clock and it should never come back at all? All clocks of the world should stop at 6 o'clock. Don't you remember all these things? Who created it? Somebody created it for you? No. You make sure each day 70% boring, 10% productive, and 20% so-so. And out of that 70%, 40% is routine. God created you and you are His creativity. God is infinite, you are His infinity. God is total identity, you are His identity. God is positive, negative and neutral. Your mind is positive, negative and neutral. You have the essence of life. God is the total of life. And this process of life is nothing but full of joy, enjoyable. You know sometimes what I do? I start pretending to be boring. 3 things I do very well. I'm a good actor. I can pretend to be angry, I can pretend to be boring, and I can pretend to be depressed. And then I enjoy the aura of another person. What the hell they are going to go through? And then I say, wait a minute, this person is dumb, totally insensitive. And I tell them all the time, I'm your spiritual teacher, never trust me. Never believes me. Don't get into my maya. Look in between, right between the lines what I'm saying. Because you must understand my relationship with you is very simple. I shall never be satisfied. And you shall never be complete. Every day I'll push you 1 millimeter more. And every day you will be miserable about me. And that's our relationship. Rest is all damn lie and charm. I'm a good charmer. I have to be. This is my profession. What's wrong in it? I cannot lie to you. You think that few words here and there you don't understand are lies up by me? No, my biggest lie will be when I let you rest. That's the worst lie. My biggest lie is if I always start appreciating you. That's the biggest lie. You are not complete. My job is to complete you. The moment I say, honey, you are beautiful, you think it's the appreciation? Do you forget I don't see you? I only can see an aura. I don't see whether you're beautiful or you're ugly. All I see is what is the light of your arc line in relation to your personality. If it's good, I say beautiful. If it's not, I said, is there something wrong with you? And you know what you said to me? No, I'm fine. You may be fine for some reason, I don't know what for, but you're not fine. Because people lies, auras don't. You don't understand my relationship with you. You don't understand you love me so much, and you don't understand your relationship with me. How can you understand any relationship? None so ever. You're just dumb. Period. My relationship between you is between stone and a chisel and a hammer. What come between us? Spark. My job is to chisel you, to shape you, and your job is to get chiseled and shaped. And no stone wants to be chiseled. I haven't yet to see one. Is that correct? And that's a simple relationship. Let us establish this first. But you forget it, and you want me to forget it. That's what your charm is at. Yogiji, I really love you. Somebody was talking to me yesterday. He said, doesn't matter what happened. I really love you. I said, spell it. Well, L-O-V-E. I say, each word has meaning. Say it. She, poor girl, wanted to make it up, but she was not ready. I say, L, loftiness. O, original. V, victory. E, ecstasy. I made it up. Why don't you? What are those 4 words I said?
Loftiness, original, victory, and ecstasy.
Without these 4 things, you are a dumb idiot and that horse which died yesterday was better than you. These are human faculties you must have. And they must be proven not by your character, but by your dialogue. Say it what I say, count those 4 things.
Happiness, original, victory, and ecstasy.
Take a man beyond infinity, that's ecstasy. Give a tremendous reaction, a feeling of hope, that's victory. Victory never comes to depress people. Victory never comes to people who are slow. Victory comes to those who are high in spirit. They do it, they win it. Charge of Light Brigade in the West is one example. We knew it. The valley has cannon both sides. We knew it. That whole brigade will be nothing but a fodder of death. We knew it. The orders are wrong. But there's not to reason why. There's a but to do, and I rode the 600 into valley of death. Today, the entire British Empire sing, there are poems, and there's a glory to it. Death which has no glory proves only the life is in vain, and it has been lived in shame. It has lived in darkness. It is not human. You understand these fundamental rules? This all what I am saying to you, your mother should have taught you when you were 5-year-old. That is called mothering the child. When she shares her blood, turn into milk and keeps the warmth of the child, at that time she is supposed to give values to the child. Where she seeds those values, when the pregnancy takes place, when the child is within her, she shapes its destiny. She shaped the child destiny in the womb of herself, and she gives the strength to cover the distance to destiny when a child is born. All you can do to a child, whatever you want, is first 3 years. After that, you're dealing with a friend or with the enemy. I have seen people who get pregnant, who do their sadhana, who do all the things which is required to done when those days, they remain after 120 days very nice, calm, holy, all that. Their children are born like smiling flowers. And I have also seen where mothers have been what mothers have been, children have not let them sleep one night. Characteristics can be given right in the womb of the mother. What I have given you is very simple, and that was a necessity for me. When I came to America, I was totally shocked. I was totally shocked. I didn't know what to do. I have never ever thought in my farthest dream the woman in this country where I came to take refuge from the communist world. Mind you, there was nothing in America which I didn't have or I have not seen. I took a refuge. Choice was very simple. Either I go to Tashkent or I go to Canada. I managed to make it Canada. Canada, I came here. I started working with the youth there was no problem. But mind you, I couldn't believe a country of the home of the free and the brave woman is called here as a Czech. Then luckily, for first 3 to 5 years I lived in Hollywood, and that too on Sunset Strip. I was a yogi to every actor and actress. I saw very easily what America represents. To get rid of all those VIP students of mine, God sent me help, and Duke Savages shifted from New Mexico to Los Angeles. And they were followed by the other clan called Hog Farm. In the book of Hog Farm, I am still their spiritual teacher. My picture is there. Remember this. And I took all these students and asked them, please help me. Wavy Gravy said, what? You know that cartoon character in up north who was running for a councilman for Berkeley? I say, I want to get rid of these VIPs, these movie stars and everybody. And they say, just tell us what to do. I say, you all come to my class, you have to pay nothing. Take 5 garlics of those fresh garlic and chew it in the class. In 30 days, not a one came to the class. We got rid of it all. And then I moved out to New Mexico. And you know what a character here was? In this canyon, this valley, where we made our first class, there were a lot of people. There were 2-3 people came to attend my class. And they were all good. And I was to teach a class, they didn't know what to do. So they took all the mud and the stone and built it up, and then put a little blanket over it so I can sit a little higher so that everybody can see me, I can see them. That was the class. And I was telling them the beauty and the power and the regeneration power of the cat and cow pose. That's how I was talking, very simple. I was very new, very fresh to this culture. And when I saw a man going over a woman and exactly doing what they do at night, and before I walked and told him what he's doing, he'd look at me, say, she doesn't mind. Can you understand the experience for a yogi? And I said, where am I? I got out of the Hollywood, now I got into the total wood, deep wood. But I learned, because I'm a good student. What we saw, 20 million youth in America revolted, 90 million gave up their life on OD'd and many things. 1 million survived, but they changed the very consciousness of America. Today you go anywhere, oh Yogi Baha, I met you in 1971, I met you in 1970. They're all yippies and they're all in good jobs. They're virtually everywhere. They practically run the United States. This evolution, or the revolution which came in this country, was not something very cheap. 19 million young people giving up their life for something to bring consciousness is not a small issue. We did it in American spirit. We did it very good. This Woodstock nation which woke up and brought itself to the extremities of total indifference with the total society, created a balance. And without sacrifice, no balance can be created. But I understood at that time, woman in America has a very chronic trouble. She cannot find her identity. She is trying hard, but she can't go further. That's why we started our lifestyle this way. Because I definitely believe man is born of woman. If he doesn't understand a woman, he doesn't understand life. I do believe the piety and the power of the woman can hold the adversity much easier and successful than all men put together. In my life, there have been many calamities. So much serious calamities that you normally will not like to touch the basis of it. But I have a very good partner with my life. Otherwise we may not talk to each other. But when it's a calamity and confrontation of calamity, she leans on Sri Guru Granth and she makes me to understand the very word you sing all the time, Ang Sang Vaheguru, which exactly mean there are 30 trillion gods dancing in each body. Your body has 10 trillion atoms and each atom has 3 parts to it. And that's the rhythm you have to understand. And each one of you have to understand something very positive. Each day has dialogue, and each dialogue will make your tomorrow. And each dialogue takes your psychic power and it creates psychic effect. Please don't misunderstand your values and your effectiveness. It's not between me and you, between you and me and us. It is the whole cosmos. Each person is important. I give you the example of one person. You know, we have a lot of prophets, lot of men of God, lot of holy men, lot of messiahs, lot of gurus, lot of greatest people. But there is a one man who's the greatest of these times, and it's very hard to match him. His name was Mahatma Gandhi. Why he became great? He was shot, he was dead, that's not the problem. He was man of peace, that was not the problem. He was man from India, that was not the problem. Nothing qualifies the situation. But the day he died, 151 countries lowered their flag half-mast. Some for 7 days, some for 13 days. And he had no government position. He was not in charge of any sect. He was just a man of peace. In America, one black man followed his footsteps. What do you call him? Hasn't he become a sage of this country? Arizona governor lost his job by not declaring his holiday as a state holiday. He thought he had it all. Reaction was so much and so powerful that his very constituency got the recall. Americans are very Puritan. They're extremely Puritan. Why? That's all they have. They individually are not Puritan. They are most corrupt. That's agreeable. That's agreeable. That's their problem. But publicly, oh my God. They are the best Puritan you can find. Ask an American to lecture you on morale, God, truth. They are better than any sage. See them practicing, forget it. Because there's a very powerful depth and intention to be good. But they are not emotionally trained to be good. Desire is there. There's a very powerful desire. That's why this country will go through fads and facets of fads, but ultimately will become the greatest nation. Because in time of challenge, we forget our individuality fast, because we are all immigrants. That's the reason we are a great nation. People who really work hard in this country are immigrants. People who do less are those who are here from 4th generation onward. They don't work at all. 7th generation, America is nothing but boozers. They are alcoholics. But the greatest power of this country is, this is a country of the immigrants. When they are threatened by any outside, God, they unite like a crazy glue. They get their scene together in minutes. And that mobility has made America great. Please remember, you still have a chance to understand your own self. And it's not a mystery to understand your own self. It's not a great religion to understand. It's a basic requirement that you must understand yourself. So these are the few points you have to do. Listen what you say. I told you, if you are a talker, you are making a noise. If you are a speaker, you can speak or loud speak, you are a loudspeaker. You are nothing. If you are a communicator, you are making statements. What you have to do? You create a intercourse. Intercourse was the first word. This sex took it away, but actually the word intercourse was between communication with two people. That creates understanding. And dialogue creates harmony. These are the way to talk. So when you are talking in any form and shape to anybody, please concentrate that you must listen what you are saying. Secondly, train yourself to see the impact on you what you are saying. And thirdly, just remember, is it that you are creating an impression? Is it that you are causing an impact? Or you are creating a communication in between two units, two psyches unto infinity? Make a choice between the three. Are you creating an impression or an impact, or you are creating a bond of infinity? You can decide it. Tomorrow we will talk on creative identity and infinity in the dialogue and communication between two people and many people. We'll practice it. I hope all this week I have been teaching you on certain aspect of communication. It is very essential for you as a woman to learn the science of uttering words and the art of living with your words. It's very important. You must know the science of uttering words, and you must know the art of living your words, because what is said in the Bible is true. In the beginning there was a word. Word was with God. Word was God. And same thing Guru Nanak said, Akhri naam, akhri salah, akhri gyan, geet gun ga, akhri likhan, bolan baan, akhra sir sanjog ukhan, jinne likhe tis nae, juju tevantu pae. Please understand, the strength in achieving happiness, strength in achieving happiness, and length of maintaining happiness is in your words spoken. Got it? Questions? I was not that good that you can't ask a question. Yeah.
Sir, last night you talked about how important it was for a son to receive nurturing in the womb in the first 9 months. What happens to men that didn't receive that weren't loved by their mother?
What happens to the tree which becomes a huge tree without being properly watered? It never bears good fruit. Problem is not in the capacity of people. Problem is, capacity everybody has the same. Problem is those who are nurtured well, nurtured full, nurtured half, unnurtured. Some people who are very unnurtured, comes from ghettos, then develop comparative strength and they excel over everything. That's what is the best which can happen. That is what reality is. And that's what we can teach. And that's what people can learn. Ignore the environments and the circumstances and the basis. Rebuild again. Excel. Excelsior. Isn't the life that matters? Is the courage you bring to it. And that's the science. Yes, doctor?
Sir, what is the chemical or psychomagnetic cause for the male mental menstruation that you were talking about?
Yeah, chemical cause or the psycho cause of the fact is the man is the solar and the woman is the lunar. So woman practically menstruate, which is the lunar effect, and man mentally menstruate, which is the solar effect, and you are the one of the biggest physicists in the world, is the solar flare, which you understand, sometime our walkie-talkie or whatever they can be heard in miles and that sometimes not. You understand? Same phenomena is, sometimes man is, but unfortunately man has 1 week out of the 4 weeks. It's 7 days.
Are you saying that it's coincident with some sort of a regular flare-up?
No, yeah, it's a solar flare-up and the magnetic field under the earth, which creates individual magnetic field, in which men are exactly their biorhythm, they call it. Something like that. It's very low for 1 week. And within that week, you can find which week is this. On Monday, you will have a shower of questions. And Sunday, he was smiling with you, he was having fun with you, he had no question. Monday, Tuesday more, Thursday more, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you are ready for next Monday. And he said, what? I didn't say all that. Where you heard that? No, it's not my nature. He forgot. And that practically no woman understands. You must understand by capacity, man has to identify each step of the way. He's never going to be mother. He doesn't have the capacity in brain to make the mother. So he does not have a long-range plan. He doesn't have that brain as a man. God gave a woman that brain, that capacity, that intuitiveness, the thinking, the sensitivity, 16 times more than a man, so she can, because as a mother she has to protect the child. I was watching a movie that day, Polar Bears. I stick it in. This dummy male bear, polar bear, was just walking right into the trap. No. He was getting up, doing whole thing. And this mother just was going opposite and pushing his cub, go the other way. Who taught her? This guy, first they were walking nicely, but moment she had that sense, the baby is not going to be protected, there's some trap, she split. And this guy was getting up and yelling at her, come on. And she won't listen, she took the baby, ran away. He realized it was too late when he got shot. What you have, men don't have. What men have, you can count on it, it is yours, provided you use your intelligence. What man can do? He earns, he come home, he makes love to you, he lies to you, he brings flower to you, he does 200, 500, 300 million things to keep you happy. Is that correct? And when he finds you are not happy, then he fights to kill you. Is that not true also? If he's not satisfied, he will cheat on you. He does everything which a baby does. It's called drama in action. And he will only do this to you when you play drama with him. Remember this. If a man can understand, I don't care whether you are ugly or beautiful or happy or unhappy or big or small. If a man knows that you play no drama with him, he will never play drama with you. Man love his security more than he love you or he loves himself. Take it or leave it. God, when created self, and he forgot to give selfishness to woman, he put it all in a man. They are very selfish. Oh my God. They love their security. There is absolutely no consideration in a man when he is threatened. Absolutely nothing. You want to do something? Make a phone call to your man wherever he is sitting. Give him insecurity. See what the reaction is. They go berserk. 1 second. You don't have to do much to disturb a man. Just utter a few words of insecurity. That's all. Look how he go crazy. He go nuts. You unnecessarily yell and scream and do all this nonsense for nothing. You are all crazy bums. Just make a little speech. Just, I don't know, I can't say it. I don't know what it is. I don't know, dear. There's something wrong somewhere. I don't know. Look how berserk he goes. Just make it up for 3 minutes. And stick with it. Don't let him know that you are dramatizing. Just be sincere. No, I'm fine. Physically, I check my blood pressure, I check everything, my temperature is okay. I'm fine. I'm not menstruating. There's no problem. Absolutely not. Children are fine. Home is okay. But I don't know. There's some feeling, bad taste in my mouth. I smell wrong. Sometimes I see something. It's just. You don't have to do big things. You don't have to make a story. Nothing. Just see how he spins. Anytime do it. If you cannot do it physically, you are afraid, do it on a telephone. Hi dear, hi. I don't know, I just want to call you. I don't know, I just don't feel good. I just, no, don't come out. Working, no, nothing. No. I'm fine, I'm super, I'm telling you, there was just a feeling. I just want to share. See in how many minutes, at what speed the car comes. He'll be right in the garage, through the door, he won't even lift it. And you are afraid of these men? Are you bums? You're crazy. To shake a man off, you don't have to. It takes more time to prepare a milkshake than to shake a whole man. It's true. It's true. Half brain, poor fellow, only right brain. Nothing, left brain is subjective. He cannot initially think. It's not his faculty. He can't do it. The problem with you is, ladies, you think man is another person and you are another person. That's your basic fundamental problem. You forget every man is born of a woman. And every man is nurtured by a woman. Woman remains his first fundamental security. Don't provide him, you have trouble in your hand. But those things I said men don't like. Complaining.
Not responding swiftly to a question.
What?
Not responding swiftly and promptly to a question.
Yeah. What else?
When a man comes to you, he is always out the door.
Oh no, when I have a conversation, when he leaves, he's macho. When he comes home, he's a baby.
No. First is, never complain to a man, their brain cannot take it, period. Number 2, when he comes home to you, never start questioning. Question a man, he's out of the door. Third, Hmm? When he asks you a question, answer swiftly, promptly, but in small sentence. Don't start making a story. If these three things you remember, you got the man in the palm of your hand. You understand? What else? You have 2 last minutes, yeah?
You mentioned a 9-year cycle for women. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, life cycle is 18 years, intelligence cycle is 11 years, and consciousness cycle is 7 years. So basically when you are one cycle life 18 years, you should have 1.6 or something like that of the intelligence developed and 2.4 of the consciousness developed. That should be the proportion. But unfortunately with a woman, every 9 years she develops her personality. So in 18 years life cycle, she goes through it twice. And that is sometimes a lot of heavy phenomena which you have to face. So you have to be intelligent and cautious in your planning, in your strategy, and in your projection. Yeah. Oh, I have to teach tomorrow also. Ask me that question, let me give you the first fundamental. I have not yet touched the formation and formula of intuitiveness. Right? It is too… Yes. Loud, loud, loud.
The environment to nurture the son, then I would like to understand why the same mother could create Arjun and Prithya, and they're so different.
It's very easy. It's very simple. The misunderstanding in that situation, mother gave the equal love, father gave the equal love. They were both saints. But Prithya got to his head that it is not the strength of the character which Guru needs, but it is the age. So he subjected himself to the time. Because he thought, I am firstborn, it's my right to be Guru. It was his ego which got entangled. And Nameda home naal virodh hai. God has animosity with ego, and it can never be compromised. That's one example right there. Mother created with equal love and equal understanding, and so the father. But to him, it was a matter of right. And just understand that tragedy is in every family. And that's what Guru explained. Your children born of you do not understand you, do not understand your value. All they understand is their rights and the privilege you provide. That's why give children not the rights and the privilege, give them the values and the technology to have those values. Give children the biggest gift, a value of life. What you give children, a technology of life in which you say, these are your privileges, and every privilege you give becomes his right. They are asking more and more, you give in more and more. Finally you reach a point where you cannot give in, and the war starts. War starts that way the day the child will do a drama, and war gets to the height when he starts throwing tantrums and drama, and the worst is on the worst when he leaves. He's out the door. But you caused it. You did not give him life and its values, which is your responsibility as parents. You got blinded by the love and forgot your duty. I went through with my children because they were children of a great man and great officer. And when they came to America, my children, they totally did not have anything to relate to me and BBG. And I told her, I said, we are in trouble. Why, she said? I said, we are in trouble. Children have brought 2 kilos of salt in their baggage. It means in America there's no salt. It means they think we are yogis. We don't eat salt. We don't eat sugar. We eat air. We are not human. We are gods. She said, what should we do? I said, well, they are gone out, they are coming in, we'll both fight. We create a mock fight. She said, what that means? I said, it will tell them we are human. They will start relating to us. We did it very good. Both of us, we did very good. But we were not so wonderful. They had that idea. All these people relate to. My father, nobody even looked at him. Now everybody yell at him. What is going on? They couldn't understand. They were shocked for years and years. They couldn't relate to us. We had servants, beds, house, the whole thing. Here we were lying down in one bedroom, just on the ground, just putting the sheepskins underneath, rolling one as a pillow, the other lying down. They couldn't understand what happened to their silken quilts. To them, America was just a dreadful hell, and people were crazy. And what happened to this father of mine who was so powerful? People get up at the very sight of him. Here people yell at him. What's going on? He has become coward, lemon, nothing. You understand the shock? Once I remember one of my child said, you never listened to anybody. You had secretaries. They used to shake before you. Now you ask your secretary, honey, what is going on? He made a joke of mine. Honey, what is going on? I said, well, I want to know. Why they can't tell you? I said, this is religion, man. It's not an office. Your father is no more a commanding officer. Word doesn't tremble at his steps. Here we are creating is a masonry, is bricks and mud and mud. We have to build a nation. It's a brick, mud, masonry and a pit. But when a wall will be built, house will be built, nation will be built, then we can relieve ourselves. We'll take the sigh of relief then. A destiny has to be fulfilled. It cannot be given distance. They are fine now. But you know, as a matter of protest, you see them, you all know them, they don't wear white. Do you see that? They don't. You know why? They say, well, they are your sons and daughters. They love you very much, but they leave. We are not going to join them. We are who we are, will be in the beginning with you, will be with you till end. We are not sure. They say, okay, have a funny day. Have a nice day. When you feel like, it's okay. Patience pays. Kulbir is a fanatic Sikh, believe me or not. But he wears such a baggy pant, I can't even stand it. One day I say, when are you going to get rid of these tents? He said, well, tomorrow. Tomorrow he wear the bigger baggy pants I have ever seen. I said, what is it, Kulbir? He said, I just wanted to show you I have in this one. Yesterday I wore the other one for your sake. I said, wow. I said, what is that? Somebody can just get into this tent and you can walk with two people walking side by side? He said, Papaji, you don't understand. This is fashion. This is how the world is. I said, oh, yeah, I know. It's fine. I'd say anything. Because I know they have the anger and they have the anger which is very genuine. How you do feel that one day your father is just on the helm of affair and these ministers and everybody just come to him and they sar him, and next 6 months later you find him in the United States sarring everybody. The role reversed. Children go through shocks. All you have to do is to mess up a child, fight openly in the presence of your child, once. I'm not saying second time you need it, once. That's the end of the day. Child cannot forget it. Doesn't matter what you say later. All you have to do is, one mistake, criticize him and don't explain him. You got done, cooked, finished, over with. You do not know as a human being, you're playing with the greatest living innocence. Every word spoken has to be precise. Every word has to carry a full explanation, environmental impact, security and insecurity, pros and cons, all graphed. Only then you can talk to your child. You're not cautious. You just say, I'm living, I'm already dying myself. What are you doing here? You're getting a mess. He looks, is she all right? You have one telephone here, you have cooking pot there, you have radio going on there. I mean, you are the craziest creature. Child doesn't understand that. He wants one whole mother. Repeat it. See how it sounds. No, I'm using those words for you. One whole mother. Isn't juicy? Do you like it? That's what he wants. You think when you tell a child, go out and play, he doesn't understand you're doing something weird? You're hiding something from him? Who you're fooling? Your own child? No. You are washed with the eagle eye and with the intuitive sense by that raw, original, innocent human being called child. This was not the subject, I just stuck it in. Don't be serious. You are all freaking out for nothing. I just rub you sometime left and right in the end to get even with you what you do to my grandchildren. You know, many people are very rough on them, poor things. Yeah.
How long does the communication between the parents affect the child's, the neuron formation between the two brains of the child, the two sides of the brain?
From the day of conception to day of laying him on the pyre and reading the Kirtan Sola. Exactly, quote unquote. Psyche of the child has never ever could and can disconnect from parents, whether they are alive or they are dead, they are good or they are bad, they are available or they are non-available, they are betrayed or they betray, it all doesn't matter. It's a part of the genes, honey. And gene is a part of the electromagnetic field in creative psyche. Therefore it cannot be separated. There's no way. You cannot forget three things: a child, first love, and first kiss. Now don't start getting sexual on it. We'll discuss in this communication of love one day, you love it, but I like you that day to be just very sober and calm. May the long time
Sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way
Blessed God, give us the privilege of Thy light, strength and guidance through Thy intuition for our grace, so we can serve this gift of life forever in peace, tranquility and dignity. Satnam.